welcome everyone. Live and Dangerous. What an incredible record. This is Emerald off of it. Of course, I played the intro where Phil asks if anybody'd like a little more Irish, or any girls would like any more Irish in them. Wonderful. Phil is such a showman. I was blessed to see them actually with Gary Moore back in Cleveland. It's something they called the World Series of Rock. What a show. Bon Scott with AC/DC. Ted Nugent, Aerosmith just before they broke up, and Journey. The Scorpions they threw on last minute and we missed them. But anyhow, this song, it really has four parts to it. We're going to go over all of the rhythm parts. The solo I will leave to you. I'll show you the scale because it is literally just jamming. There's, I think, at least 12 measures of them going through A and G and just jamming back and forth between Robo and Scott. So with that said, we'll go over the rhythm and the parts and how they fit together. We'll go over the dueling solo rhythm. I'll show you the scale for the solo, and the end will end with a break that we will learn. So this song, along with the album, is tuned to E flat, so tune your guitar down to an E flat. So a half step down for each string. It's in 12/8 time, so it's counted for the first four beats: triplet, 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 and then so and forth. So it's got a real triplet feel to it. So, you know, again, that's just to get you the feel, because a lot of the rhythm relies on those 1, 2, 3s. All right, to start the song out with, we're going to go from a C to a B, sliding down and hit an A. All right, then he comes back, hits a G power chord to a C power chord. Same walk down. Now we're going to move to a C, G. So we switch that around. All right, so we're going to switch back now. When we go through the walk down, we'll go G to C. All right, one more walk down. Then what we're going to do is catch the G 6th string 3rd fret and slide up to an E power chord. The E power chord is hit 1 down up and then 2 down ups unmuted, basically chuckas, and then a down up. And then it's very quickly back to your C, B, A. The second time through, it changes. And this is consistent with both verses because we're going to a break. So what they're doing is that E power chord, again with the G lead up to it. All right, so we're going to do 3 sets of hitting the E twice and 3 just chuckas. Then another set of chuckas, and then 1 hit and slid back down. All right, so we'll have this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're into the break, like this. The first half measure of the break will sound like this. Alright, I'm just going to stop there because it's half a measure. So we're doing triplets on the 4th string 7th fret twice. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to pull off to 5. Then we go to the 5th string, we're going to slide from 7 to 5 and hit 3. Then we land on the sixth string at 5, and we're going to do, really, it's 2 sets of triplets and then 1 extra 5 before we go to 3. So it'll sound like this. Okay, in context, when you're jamming this, it'll really feel natural to you. So I've written this out. If I didn't mention that, my notes are available below the video so you can follow along. But let's take it up to the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now we'll do the 5. Okay, it sounds unnatural without the rest of the lick. So let's do it up to the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, at that point we're going to do a triplet on the 3rd fret of that 6th string with 1 extra. And then we're going to hit 3 again to open 1, and then the 2nd fret, and then the 3rd fret. 3 on that 3rd fret of the 5th string, then 5 slid up to 7. Alright, so after sliding up to 7, we come back to 5 on the 4th string for a triplet, and then 2 before we hit the 7th fret of the 5th string. And then we come back to 5 and 7 with some vibrato. Alright, so that's the first half of this measure. So again, let's go through it slowly so it kind of makes sense to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start at the same position, but on the 3rd string, 5th position. We'll do 2 sets of triplets and 1 extra 5 before we go to the 7 on the 4th string, pulled off to 5 twice. Then we come to 7 on the 5th string to 5. And then we're going to pull off 7 to 5, sliding to 3. And then 5 pulled off to 3. Then we land on 3 on the 6th string. So we're not going to that A, we're going right to the G note, alright? So that, let's take it up to that point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start with 1 set of triplets, 1 extra 3 before we go to 5 on the 6th string. Then we come to the 3rd fret of the 5th string with a set of triplets, and then 1 more 3 before we hit 5 and slide to 7. And then our 5s, 1 set of triplets, 2 extra 5s, 7 on the 5th, back to 5 and 7, just like the first measure ending. Alright, so second measure all together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. No rest for the wicked. They go right back into verse 2. Verse 2 is just like verse 1, which we learned, okay? It's basically actually it's the intro, but that's also verse 1, as I noted. So verse 2, just like a verse 3, then we go into another break, just like we did, and then we're into the bridge. Alright, so we've done verse 2. I'm going to go ahead and play through break 2, same as break 1, with the notes. and go into the bridge so you can see how it fits together. Alright, so you can see that bridge will end on an E, and then we're into the harmony lead. That leads us into the actual dueling solos. Okay, so the bridge, pretty simple. It's more or less a repeated motif. Alright, we're going to do 3 sets of muted 3 A's on the 5th string. And then we're going to strike 5 hammering on to 7 on the 4th string. We're going to do the same thing this time. Instead of hammering on, we're going to slide from this C, okay, up to D chord. Alright, they're going to do that. Alright, we'll go the note, the chord, the note, the chord. That's one measure. We're back to the note, the chord, one more note in the second measure, and then we just end on an A. Or an E, sorry. I'm very sorry. So let's take the last measure where we start with the 7 and the C, then the 7, and then the E. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, next is the harmony lead. So the first guitar in this harmony lead will be basically at the 4th position. Alright, so we are in the A minor scale, or the Aeolian scale. Aeolian is the minor scale. So we're in A minor scale, but with that said, the first guitar, first measure will repeat. So I'm going to do the first measure and show you what he's doing. So we're going to start out on the 4th string, 7th fret, to the 3rd string at the 4th fret. Then we'll come to 5, pull back off on that 3rd string. Back to 7, and then 4 again from the 4th and 3rd. Then 2 pull-offs from 7 to 5, landing on 7 on the 5th. So that first little section, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to start it again, just like we did. Instead of 2 pull-offs, we're going to do 1. Then we got to change positions. We're going to grab that 2nd string at 5. Alright, so like I said, we started again, just 1 pull-off from 7 to 5, and then jump to the 2nd string at 5. Little vibrato there. Then what we're going to do is hit 5, 6, and then hit 8, pull back off to 6, pull back off to 5. Then we'll hit 6, pulled off to 5 again, landing on 7. Back to 5 on the 2nd string. Alright, so let's take it from 5 with the little vibrato. Now we come back to the 3rd string. We're going to pull off 7 to 5, come back to 7, and then hit 5, hammered into 7, pull back off to 5, and slid back to 4. Wow, what a lot of numbers, but watch this. Alright. Let me show you them again from the 5 vibrato. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we take off again from 5, pulled off to 4, landing, that's on the 3rd string, 7 on the 4th, back to 4, and then we're going to hit 7 again on that 4th string, pulled off to 5, and end on 7 with a little vibrato. Alright, so from that 5 to 4, alright, let's do the whole thing slowly. I know there's a lot of numbers and I think my notes will really help. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that will repeat. That whole measure will repeat again. And you've got both guitars going. So we're going to go over the first measure of the second guitar, which again, we'll do 2 measures of. Alright, since we're in A minor, the second guitar would be a third or 3 notes above starting where the primary guitar is. So the first guitar started in A. Alright, A minor scale, we'd have A, B, and then C. So we start on C. So the second guitar, and then you could do the math with all the other notes. It's a lot to figure out, but you can really use your ear once you know where to start. So here's the second guitar, and then we'll go over it. So we're going to start out the first measure 5 to 7 on the 3rd string, coming to 5 on the 2nd string, and then back to 7, pulled off to 5, back to 7. Then we go 5, slid to 4, and 5 pulled off to 4, landing on the 4th string at 7. So up to that point, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we'll start it just like we did, but we're just going to end on the slide to 4. Then we come up to the 8th fret on the 2nd string. Alright, so we'll have to, so we've started again at that 4th position. Now we got to really change positions. We can hit that 8th note, but you want to move to the 7th position because we're going between 8 and 10 and sliding back and so forth. So in that first section of the lick, we started off at 8. Like I said, we're going to move to the 10th position or 7th position then. We're going to start on that 2nd string at 8 again. Alright? And what we're going to do is hit 8 hammered into 10, then 7 below it, then 10 pulled off to 8. We'll pull off 10 to 8 again and slide back to 6. Then what we do is hit 6, pulled off to 5, landing on the 3rd string at 7, back to the 2nd string at 5. Alright, so from leaving off the last lick at 8, back to the 3rd string at 7, pulled off to 5, and we'll do that again, but we'll slide back after hitting 5 to the 4th string and end on 5. Alright, so let me take it from that 6 to 5 last pull off on the 2nd string. And then the whole lick repeats. So we'll go over it again slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. the second guitar harmony. Again, that repeats with the first guitar because they do 2 measures each. Then we're into the dueling solos rhythm. I started to figure this out. Oh my God, there's so much to it, and they're back and forth, and Scott style, Robo style. It's really, I put in my notes the A minor scale, so you can play along with that. Different positions and jam along with these guys. If you want to just do the solo, all right, this happens 12 times. It's A and it's G, and it's a 3 count each, 1 E and or triplet. They do that, like I said, for 12 times, and then we're going to end with the break lick. So here's how the song will end with the break lick, and I want to speak just 1 second to it also at the end here. So what we're doing, basically we do the lick, and when we end on 7 on the 4th string, we just hit the, because that's an A note, we're going to hit the 5th string A and make an A power chord. Alright, so that ends the song. Now, what I want to talk about this is when I go from the 3rd to the A and then the B and C. I've seen some people do it stretching it up. That's fine. If that's the way you want to play it and makes more sense to you, it's just a different note, or note placement, I should say, on the 6th string. And watching live videos, they're all over the place. It's really hard to tell which one they specifically do, but that should help you. Download my notes if you want to jam along with the 2 solos. Take a break between each and jam. It's really a lot of fun, so I hope you guys enjoy.